Today is Monday, May 11, 2020, and we are in our Odyssey Wear program, and we are going to be doing our social studies / geography lesson, which is on the Great Lakes community. You have learned in this course that people came from England and Spain to settle in the United States. In this section, you will learn the role of the French and what they played in the settlement of the United States. When you have completed this lesson, you will know some of the settlers of the Great Lakes states. These are the Great Lakes states. Our first vocabulary word is defeated. Actually, this is our only vocabulary word for this lesson. Defeated means beaten in a battle or in a contest. Defeated, beaten in a battle or contest. The Great Lakes states were largely explored by the French. Because of this, all of the names of the explorers and settlers have names that are French, and I will do my best to pronounce them appropriately and correctly, but I very much am likely to not be saying them completely correctly, so bear with me during this lesson. Jacques Cartier, in the early 1500s, claimed what is now Canada for France. From settlements in Canada, French explorers traveled into the Great Lakes region of the United States. In 1634, Jean Nicolet was the first European to cross Lake Michigan and enter Wisconsin. The route that he took was later used by fur traders. Question 1. Which of the following are true of the exploration of the Great Lakes? You may choose more than one answer. Jacques Cartier claimed Canada for France. French explorers did not travel as far as the Great Lakes region. The region was largely exported by the French. Jean Nicolet's route was later used by fur traders. There are 3 correct answers. Question 2. The French sent blank to explore Canada. Jacques Marquette, Jean Nicolet, Jacques Cartier. French teachers. The French sent people to teach the Native Americans living in this region. These teachers also created maps and diaries describing their explorations. Jacques Marquette explored Wisconsin. He was joined on his explorations by a fur trader named Louis Joliet. The 2 men traveled down the Mississippi River to what is now Arkansas. The 2 saw plentiful wildlife, which could be trapped for furs. They also saw the Mississippi River and the Great Lakes as a good way to transport the furs to the colonies in Canada and eventually to France. 3. Which of the following are true of Marquette and Juliet? You may choose more than one answer. The men traveled down the Mississippi River to Arkansas. The men did not know anything about the fur trade. The men saw the benefit of the Mississippi River and the Great Lakes for transporting furs. The men saw wildlife that could be trapped for furs. There are 3 correct answers. The French and British War. In Europe, the French and British began fighting each other in the mid-1700s. Eventually, their war would spread to their colonies in North America. The British wanted the rich fur trade the French had in their colonies. The Indians sided with the French because they were afraid the British colonists would take over their lands. The British eventually defeated the French and Indians and won much of the French territory. In 1763, the Treaty of Paris was signed, giving Canada to the British. The British also received the states that are now Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin, and part of Minnesota. Those states would become part of the United States when they defeated the British in the Revolutionary War. The influence of the French can be seen in many of the places in their names in the Great Lakes region. The city of Marquette, Michigan, and Marquette University in Wisconsin, are named after the priest Jacques Marquette. Joliet, Illinois, is named after Marquette's partner, Louis Joliet. Other French regional names include Voyageurs National Park in Minnesota, Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, and the Des Plaines River in Illinois. So all of these names in the United States in the Great Lakes region were named after these French explorers because they all have French names. And I don't know if you're aware, but just north of the Great Lakes region is Canada. And in Canada, they speak French. So look at all these places that have French-related names that have come from France. Question number 4. The Treaty of blank gave French territory in the Great Lakes region to Britain. The Treaty of London, the Treaty of Paris, the Treaty of New York. Question 5. The Treaty of Paris gave blank to the British. Canada, California, Indiana. Question 6. The influence of the blank can be seen in many places in the Great Lakes region. French, British.